Hey artists, we are going to create our own great wave, and we're going to draw these beautiful waves of water with our Mount Fuji in the background. So follow along with me and I'll show you all the steps. Okay, to get started, we're going to grab our black marker and we're going to think about 3 different areas of our paper. The foreground is going to be the front, which is at the bottom. Then the middle ground is going to be in the middle, and then the background is what we're going to see off in the distance up here at the top. Now, after looking at the painting of the Great Wave, we are going to be trying to do something similar. So the first thing we're going to do is draw our first wave. And so we just kind of want to have our marker go up and just kind of do like a wild wave shape and then have it swoop down to the bottom. Just like that. All of our bumpy lines are going to look a little different, and that is totally okay because when water comes up in waves, it looks different every time. The next thing I'm going to do is put another bumpy, lumpy wave coming up and going down. So that's our second step. Then the third step is going to be drawing the big wave, like the main one, in this middle ground. So again, this one's going to come up a lot higher, so kind of above the middle of our paper, and we're going to do some big wavy bumpy lines. It's going to come up and then it's going to crash back down. That is step 1. Step 2 is going to be adding the white caps of the waves. That's where the water is kind of crashing together, and instead of having the smooth blue look, it looks very white and kind of crashing at the top. So to do that, we just really are going to kind of curve our line over, and we can have it kind of bubbling over the top like that. And now we have our wave that goes up and then the part where it crashes over the top. And we're going to do that to all 3 of our waves. We're going to give it that kind of bumpy line that comes and crashes at the end and attaches to the wave. Okay, we're going to do that to our little wave too. A little less of a white cap here because it's not crashing as hard. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the black marker, and for each of these waves, we're going to curve some lines down just to show where the water's coming up. So we're just curving these lines down. Now this one, I want it to go all the way down and all the way down. And there is our first wave. For the next wave, I'm going to do the same thing, have these lines kind of curve down, all the way down. And then we're going to add lines to our bottom wave. Awesome. Now we're going to go to the empty space that we have on the sides of our wave, and we are going to draw a straight line that is going to show the horizon line. And then back here we are going to draw Mount Fuji, which is going to be a volcano in the background. So we're going to have it go up and then kind of come down over there in the distance. And we can also add the top where like the ice cap is, just with like a squiggly line. And so now we've got our big crashing waves and then the land out in the background, and we've got our Mount Fuji back there as well. We do want to draw just kind of a little bumpy line to show where the land is. So this is the land, and then this is going to be more of our ocean. The next thing we're going to do is get out some different shades of blue. I've got a blue violet, a blue green, and a blue. And we want to start coloring in the wave with different shades. Now we can also change the coloring by how hard we press. We can make different hues of blue by how hard we push too. But we're going to try to like rotate these along so they're all a little bit different, kind of like in the painting. You can use crayons, you could use colored pencils. I know some people have some paint at home. Any of that would look great. But we're just gonna go down the wave and just color in the water with some different shades of blue. And it's already starting to look really cool. Like I said, I could take this and I could maybe push harder to make a little bit of a different shade. If I push harder, I get a lot more pigment on the paper and it makes it look a lot brighter. So I could do that for part of it. But you want to just kind of change up your blues as you go down your wave. And we're going to color in each of the waves like this. So we're just switching up some color and adding it in here. So we are going to add some blue color to all three of our waves, and we are leaving the white caps white for now. So we're just adding the color into the stripes of the water with our best coloring. Once you finish coloring in all of the blue, the different kinds of blue for your waves and the stripes, you're going to want to get some blue and go ahead and color the ocean that's over here in the background. And so I'm just choosing, you can use any of the blues you have. I'm just going to use this regular blue, and I'm going to color all of that water in back there. And then I'm going to start thinking about how to add a little bit of shadow and color to the white caps of the water. While this part is mostly white, there's still going to be some blue shadow and stuff where the water is kind of crashing together. So we want to be able to add that with our blue crayon. All right, now we can really see that ocean. We can see the Mount Fiji in the back. So we are ready for the next step. Okay, so we're going to add just some little water kind of shadows. Any little texture you want to do, maybe just a little bit of shadow down here at the bottom. You can get kind of wild with it. You can put some little kind of water-shaped lines. But what it does is just kind of makes it look more realistic as we add a little bit of shadow and a little bit of texture where that water is swooshing up. And we're going to do that on all of these white caps. Okay, I'm going to do that to the big wave too, adding some little kind of water shape and some texture, especially down here where it's kind of crashing together. I can add a little shadow. So just adding some blue to the white cap of our wave. Now to contrast all of this beautiful blue water, our next step is going to be to create a warm color sky. So we have all of these cool colors down here, and then our sky is going to be warm yellows, oranges, and reds. So that's going to be the next group of colors you're going to want to get out. Now once you feel satisfied with the texture of the white caps of your water, then it's time for us to go ahead and start on that warm color sky. Okay, it's going to be up to you how you want to do your sky, but we do want to make sure we're using warm colors that will contrast the cool colors of the water. So you can have your sunset more of like the yellows and oranges. You can add some red and pink. It's going to be your choice of how you want to color the sky. I think what I'm going to do is start with some yellow. Put all these wonderful warm colors up here where I can get them at the top. And I'm going to have this glowing yellow coming back here. Mount Fuji, I think I'm going to use some brown and probably a little bit of brown for the land, maybe a little green too. So we've got that, and then I can fade that into some, this is that yellow orange crayon, and I'm just using these wonderful warm sunset colors. And you can make some cloud shapes if you want, or you can just be coloring in smooth. It's your choice. We're just making this wonderful warm sunset behind this crazy huge wave. You could be adding red or pink or whatever you think would look nice. I'm gonna grab some of this darker reddish orange. And I might even put some of this rich dark red over here. Oh, I like the way this is starting to turn out. Maybe I'll put a little bit of pink over here. So you're just filling the sky in as you would like it with your, sunset colors. The edge of the paper is always hard because it wants to curl up on us. Okay, maybe I'll put a little red over here too. And I could do some orange clouds. Once you're satisfied with your sky and you have those nice sunset colors, you can grab your brown and color Mount Fuji over here in the distance, leaving a little snow up on the top. Which looks super cool. And then I might grab a little bit of green and brown together to do the land here. And once you have all of that colored in, you've colored in your big crashing waves and the nice cool colors, and you have your warm color sunset, and then Mount Fuji off in the distance. You have your foreground, your middle ground, and your background. And this looks really awesome. I can't wait to see the great wave that you create.